Our mission statement was one of these things kind of where you want to change the world.
Growth has been managed largely through hiring the right people.
Fortunately, built a really strong network infrastructure from the beginning.
Just from strictly a growth standpoint, we expect to see hundreds of new orders per month, each month, as we go through 2000. Hi, Nani.
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Hey there.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Welcome.
Thanks for the time today. Thank you.
Follow me. I'll show you around the new space.
We're all well-educated, sort of band of outsiders. We didn't want to go work for a firm, or so we were throwing around ideas, and we hung out with a lot of people that were artists or architect or all these different personalities.
So this is our main office space. This is where we started about a year and 9 months ago, just with this larger room here. This is all R&D right now, server development, and all of our systems people are based out of this facility.
Okay.
And a couple of marketing people here.
Thrown in, sprinkled about?
That's right.
Okay.
They're all still looking for homes, but it's an organic process.
Mike came up with this crazy idea of an internet cafe, and everybody thought it was cool. We saw that we weren't going to survive on the income of a cafe, and so we started building some kind of internet company.
And our whole web crew is based out of this area here. This is Max. Morning, Max.
Tell me what you mean by web development.
Oh, Speakeasy for the last 4 years, back in 1995, started as an internet cafe. And about 6 months after that, we began our ISP operations. Most significantly, our revenue stream came from web design.
We really got into web design. That was our first thing, and we kept an eye on dial-up and that kind of connectivity, but we didn't jump in right away because it just seemed like a nightmare business.
And we expanded that web development until about the end of '98, when we decided to take all of our web crew and have them concentrate on Speakeasy website issues. And so we've been doing all internal web development. That's what the web crew is doing now. Tyler sits right here. Tyler's my brother. He's VP Systems.
I'm the answer guy. People come to me to get just about anything major done, physical or software-wise.
My wife, Gretchen. Gretchen runs the web crew and VP of Communications. She kind of protects and runs the Speakeasy brand and does all the art direction for all of our websites.
We're a grassroots niche business, and the way to succeed in that is to stick out.
A few of our additional Speakeasy servers, we're kind of getting all high-end rack mount dual processor stuff at this point.
Again, Mike was ahead of the ball and looked into DSL and knew it was something cool from the beginning.
Just because you have a phone line and DSL works on phone lines doesn't mean we can flip a switch and make it happen. The customer, I think, needs to understand that this is not simple.
Because there's so many people, so many players involved in getting this to the right place at the right time and everything, that it's you do have to be able to listen to the customer's concerns and address things in the right manner. You can't point to another department, covad, or point to the telco, or point to the ISP and say, well, if everyone else had done their part, then we'd be fine. But it doesn't work that way. That doesn't play out well for everybody involved in the end.
From the very beginning, we want to provide them with, this is what to expect from the DSL experience. This is not a tomorrow, kind of next week sort of technology at this point. It's an emerging industry. You're on the cutting edge, and you're going to pay a little bit of a price for that, usually just in terms of delays, or sometimes it takes a little longer to get something, facilities and that sort of thing. One business customer in particular that I know you visited was BP Radio. A longtime customer with us. We had done some web design for them, done their web hosting and so on. As we expanded our service to include DSL, they were able to grow their business and do a lot of their own web hosting on dedicated servers at their location over these 1.1 meg DSL lines. I think they've got 2 of them, I believe.
And we got a signal. And you're going to have it sitting right in here?
Yeah, anywhere in here is fine.
BP Radio has been a terrific kind of case study for a small business that's been able to make the most of DSL. They don't use it strictly for desktop access. They're going further and even using it for web hosting, for real-time audio streaming.
Should be pretty easy. You got a nice short loop.
We program radio stations across the country. We have a couple syndicated satellite shows we put out of here every week, a country show and an adult contemporary show. We can deliver anything from printed playlists of what you need to play and what order you need to play it, or we are very close to being able to deliver directly to the end user's hard drive the entire show. Pretty devout Speakeasy customer, and I had faith that Speakeasy would make good decisions, as they always have, in who they align themselves with, and I think they did a great job. The business installation and my home installation both have been really easy, and everything just works. I actually had to troubleshoot a US West DSL line this weekend that a friend of mine had, and I was laughing.
We really take the time to make sure the customer's getting what they need, so that again, in the end, we've delivered the right solutions.
You know, I can't complain about success and growing, but I'll tell you, this is where I finally really know what people are talking about when they're talking about growing pains.
Percentage-wise, how much have you grown in the last year?
In the last year, 150+%, but our most recent growth is 25 to 40% per month is our growth.
That's tremendous.
In fact, we had a new record yesterday on DSL sales. It was 33% higher than any day we've ever had in sales. We hit over 100 for the first time. The Speakeasy team and the covad team, the integration and the way we've worked together, I think, is very important. And we've learned a lot through this past year of areas that need work on. The issues that we need to focus on in 2000 are operations. Sales and marketing folks and people on the front lines, that is the Speakeasy team largely, need to have access to covad's operational team just from a day-to-day kind of, here's what we're seeing, here are our issues, and how can we help you resolve those? Facility issues and fiber and ILECs blowing it and all of that. But the main thing we need to deliver on is information from the ILEC to covad, to Speakeasy, and then on to the end customer. If we can solve that, and at the very least keep the customer informed on a timely basis, we've done 80% of the work in terms of resolving a lot of these issues that customers are having with the DSL industry, I think. From the moment a customer puts their order in the system, it's pretty well automated all through that back end to the point that it gets installed. So we're ready to scale our business, and we're facing a few challenges in 2000. I think covad and Speakeasy have a lot of the same similar challenges in meeting the operational issues that we'll see in the field.
We're always on the pulse of it, and that's where we have the advantage, because everybody who works here wants to be on the pulse.
Speakeasy will be a very significant and broadband provider. Broadband service provider is really the best term for it in 2000. And we'll do that in partnership with covad.